This is Late Night Health. This is the radio show that cares about the most important part of your life, your health. During the next 2 hours or so, we're going to talk about a wide variety of topics that touch each and every one of us. We're going to be talking about helping and paying it forward and exercising for young kids. We're going to be talking about newborn babies, and we're also going to be talking about emotional eating and binging on the show today. We're going to start by going to Christian Wilde in the San Fernando Valley portion of Los Angeles and talk about turmeric. You know, that seasoning that you sometimes use. It's really an important herb, and we'll find out more about that. Hi, I'm Mark Allen, along with the insane Daryl Wayne, and we're going to be here guiding you through some ideas about your health during the next 2 hours. Be sure to join us at latenighthealth.com and facebook.com/latenighthealthradio. A shout out to Daryl, first of all. Thanks for helping me over the weekend with the Brian Ortega Foundation. I hope you had a good time.
Had a great time and met some very powerful people, Brian Ortega being one of them. What a stand-up guy he is.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. He pays it forward. We'll be talking in about 25 minutes or so with Brian himself about his foundation, why he's paying it forward. All right, let's go to Christian Wilde, who I have a feeling is a little bit of a character, but that's okay. We all have our character traits. Are you a character, Christian, do you think?
You know, sometimes when I'm very comfortable, I'm a bit of a character.
All right, got it. I like that. I take turmeric as a capsule almost every day. I say almost because it turns out I ran out this morning. But I will get some more.
Well, I'll send you some.
Oh, hey, that'd be great. I'd appreciate that. What is turmeric? I mean, it's been used for thousands of years for cooking, but it also has a lot of medicinal purposes as well.
Oh, yeah. Because today, Mark, there are some 7,000 biomedical studies in the record book, and no pharmaceutical drug had ever approached that kind of exploration or confirmation. It has a history, like you said, of thousands of years. They think 5,000 years. And today it is reported that there are more than 600 health conditions benefiting from the spice. Barack Agrawal was the undisputed world leader, and he described it this way: in 50 years of research, I have seen no cancer that has not benefited from turmeric. You know, I did a search today, knowing we were going to be on. Pardon me. I did a search of the internet, first on the word turmeric, and then on the word curcumin, the proponent of turmeric.
It's part of the makeup of turmeric. Yeah.
Yes, it is. There are 45 million interests that show up of people who have been following information and searching for information on turmeric. Its time has come. You know, several years ago, I was invited to speak at the International Cancer Convention at the Sheraton Universal, and I searched for the title of my topic, and I came up with Turmeric Out of the Closet. In other words, turmeric's time has come.
Let's back up just a second. You're a medical author and researcher. How did you get into this? And you tend to research, I believe, herbal remedies and non-big pharma stuff?
Well, I would say a little deeper than that. It took me 5.5 years to write Hidden Causes of Heart Attack and Stroke several years ago, and that was to find, outside of cholesterol, what else is causing heart attacks, because I coined the phrase at that time, 50% of all heart attacks happen to people with normal cholesterol. And when I needed a subtitle for that book, I came up with inflammation, which was not being discussed at that time, just on the peripheral. Inflammation, cardiology's new frontier.
And a lot of traditional docs are now accepting cellular inflammation as a major cause of disease.
Absolutely. And now, all these years later, every chronic disease is in the inflammatory syndrome, including cancer. Cancer, as a matter of fact, has 31 pathways. I put them on my website. 31 pathways it does its damage to us. And the two main switches of those 31 are nuclear kappa B and STAT3. Turmeric shuts down those two switches. So more and more you're seeing turmeric being used with chemotherapy as dual therapy adjacent, and they're getting much better results.
If you were, God forbid, diagnosed with cancer yourself, would you go through chemo and take things such as turmeric, or would you forego the allopathic treatment?
Traditional or the new routine?
Yeah.
First of all, I would insist on one of the immunosuppressive drugs that they've developed, maybe the biggest breakthrough in 100 years. Normally, our cells cannot kill the cancer cell because they can't find it. The cancer cell has built a sheath over itself. It makes it stealth. Our immune cells go right by it in the blood and keep going. They don't recognize it. I'm oversimplifying it. But with this new drug and this new approach with immunotherapy, it causes that cancer cell to drop its shield, and then your stem cell or your immune cell can spot it and destroy it in a second.
Wow.
That's the biggest thing in cancer research and development. And there are several companies making those immunosuppressive drugs.
And those are big pharma. Those are.
I would go, if I had to go with chemotherapy, I would insist on turmeric with it.
And with those immunosuppressant drugs, those are a big pharma product.
Yeah, it's going to be the big one. It already is.
Wow.
And hopefully, it's going to make a difference. You know, the way they keep pharmaceutical drugs are developed to attack one phase of cancer. Cancer travels in more than a single pathway, but that drug was developed to attack one particular pathway. Turmeric attacks several, up to 12 pathways at the same time. So it's a broader-based approach.
Let's talk about turmeric. First of all, let's talk about it in food. The other day I was at a convention, and I had the opportunity of eating some Indian food at this convention, and it was loaded with turmeric, which I like the flavor.
Okay.
And is that helpful, or is that not enough?
That's a really good question, because I read one of the world leaders, like Bharat Agarwal, there's another fellow named Joel, and he had said, I'm almost going to quote him verbatim, he said, if you sprinkle a little turmeric on your food, or you go out to an Indian restaurant once a week, it's not going to give you what you need. You need a concentrated capsule, a formula that has both curcumin extract and turmeric powder together. As a matter of fact, it was Andrew Weil who said a few years ago, it is both turmeric powder and the curcumin extract together that are most important, as opposed to taking just one or the other. I would say if you grew up in India and had turmeric in your food from
every
the time
day
you were a baby,
yeah.
you built up. Why do they have, for instance, when UCLA sent their team to India to explore the benefits of turmeric in regard to dementia, incidentally, they came back and said that only 1% of the people over 65 showed any signs of Alzheimer or dementia.
I'm looking forward to. I take. I'm trying to think. There's a Longvidia, right?
Oh, yeah.
Of turmeric, and I take it once a day, and I can't remember how many milligrams, but I found that it makes me feel like I'm helping myself. We're going to take a time out. Our guest is Christian Wilde. We're going to have him back because we're going to take a break. He will be back in just a few moments. He has a book called My Heart Book, which is Hidden Causes of Heart Attack and Stroke and Miracle Stem Cell Heart Repair. So we'll learn more about that in the next few weeks. We're going to take some time out. When we come back, we will continue our discussion of turmeric and actually find out what it does to our cells and how it improves our health. I'm Mark Alyn, along with the insane Daryl Wayne. Don't go away. Much more coming up here on Late Night Health. And be sure to join us at latenighthealth.com.
Welcome to Guide to the Soul. This is Robert Clancy. Hope is one of those words that has no synonyms. It just simply is, and it's something that you'll have in your life as long as you want it. You can only lose hope when you choose to let go of it. So why let go? Each day of your life is a blank canvas, and you will always have a choice on how you paint it. It takes courage to take a journey of hope, but it's up to you to take that first step. And it's always accomplished by taking one step at a time. Hope is the greatest beacon you have to help you find your way out of the shadows of darkness, back to the light of a new day.
For more inspiration from Robert Clancy, visit GuideToTheSoul.com or go to the Moments with Robert page on LateNightHealth.com.
The stigma around mental health disorders and suicide is still very strong in our culture. It's an uncomfortable topic for many of us, and yet it's something we can't afford to ignore, according to Dan Shuck, the author of A Glass Half Empty or Half Full, a children's book for grown-ups. Last month, the CDC released a study that reports suicide rates went up more than 30% in half the states since 1999. A Glass Half Empty or Half Full, a children's book for grown-ups, takes a new approach to addressing mental illness. The book playfully explores pessimism versus optimism to find balance, manage stress, and enjoy life. The book uses humor to provide an opportunity to determine the fullness of our own glass and how to apply it to our daily lives. Donations from the proceeds of the book will be made to a Glass Half Question fundraising campaign for the Brain and Behavior Research Foundation. A Glass Half Empty or Half Full, a children's book for grown-ups, is available from Amazon.com, Kindle, and Barnes & Noble. For more information, visit www.glasshalfquestion.com.